Hi there, my name is Celia Beck, and the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. So again, this is an exciting video that I'm genuinely excited about because I get to talk to a comic skater. I keep saying that whenever I do comics videos, I want to talk to comic skaters because I like comic skaters. I like comic skaters because they like comics. There's real, genuine passion behind all their work. And I just like hearing people love what they're doing, talk about what they're doing. Before I bring them on, first, can I ask you guys, can you hit the like button, hit the share button, but mostly hit that subscribe button. If you hit that subscribe button, what will happen? Well, firstly, you make a rabbi very happy. Now, a lot of people don't get that opportunity. I am happy to provide, and I'm not, I'm not being here. It genuinely makes me pathetically happy with anybody. I really do. I get all psyched. Also, if you're a subscriber, you can enter my weekly competitions. The prize this week is a doubleheader. We have this Doctor Who card game, which was given to me by a neighbor who was a toy manufacturer. He went to a toy fair. He gets freebies for me. He got me this years ago. It's been sitting on my shelf. I've never played it. So I'll give it to somebody else who might actually play it. But the main prize, which is here it is this fantastic graphic novel, Scarlet Tracers. Scarlet Tracers by Ian Eddington and Disraeli. I'll show you some of the artwork there. I'll put a link to a review of it I did. It's essentially a very stylized sequel to War of the Worlds, when the British got hold of the defunct Martian war machines, and they reverse engineered it not to bring peace and justice to the world. No, it was to bring a strength of the British Empire. Good book. So all you need to do to win it, subscribe to the channel. That is the thing I'm doing this for. Subscribe to the channel, and in the comments leave the hashtag Mars Attacks. We're doing the prize drawing on Sunday, September 13th, when I'm on the TARDIS Zone. We're doing a watch-along of the 2006 series of Doctor Who. That's David Tennant's first one, the final episode, Doomsday. And we'll announce the winner there. So come along there and enjoy the episode of Doctor Who. And we'll pick out a prize for next week. Fine. Without further ado, may I bring on... and you see, that's the sort of professionalism you only get here on YouTube. May I bring on my guest for this video? I'm just trying to think, what is this called, this video? My guest for this video, Pete Gilmore. Pete Gilmore, how are you?
Morning.
Morning.
Oh, good, sir. Oh, good. It's morning. I'm awake.
There you go. I'm more of a morning person than a night person. It's like I get up at like 6:30. So I'm I'm happier in the morning. I used to be a night person when I was younger, but then I got old.
Yeah. I'm not a night person by choice at the moment. Although I used to find it easier to work at night. Less noise, less.
Yeah, it's much quieter. Absolutely. I mean, yeah. Right. So it's definitely easier at night.
All the crazy ideas come in the middle of the night.
Yeah. So Pete, what would you put? Pete or Peter? It's Pete, isn't it?
Pete. Yeah. My mum calls me Peter.
Okay. If you get in trouble, I'll call you Peter. Hopefully you won't get in trouble. Okay. Fine. So Pete, tell me about who you are, in your journey into comics.
Oh, right. Okay. So I've always drawn since I was old enough to pick up a pencil or a crayon or whatever. My first piece of artwork that was ever sort of shown off in any way was when I was 7 years old at the Queen Silver Jubilee on, I don't know if you know, a TV show called Blue Peter.
Oh, I know. No one else on Blue Peter.
My artwork was on Blue Peter.
I remember that. I was there. I watched it. Yeah,
well, there you go. You saw my first. It's not published, is it? I wouldn't call it published, but you know what I mean.
Close enough.
Yeah. Close enough. John Noakes was happy.
Oh, he used to love John Noakes. He's dead, isn't he now, John Noakes? Or is he? I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, do you know what? I think he is
alive. That's what I know about.
Yeah. Well, see, most of the people watching now are going to be like, who? What?
John Noakes? Okay. John Noakes was a presenter of a British TV show, a magazine show called Blue Peter, and he was barking mad, and he had this dog called Shep. Who was completely insane. And they used to go on these weird adventures together, and they weren't state. They really did just crazy things with that. They will go there. And then when they eventually fired him from the BBC, they took his dog away from him. They took Shep away from him. That's the worst thing I can imagine. So yeah,
I remember that. Yeah, yeah. I mean, the dog lived with him for like years and years and years, and then like, no, this is a BBC dog. It's a BBC dog.
Yeah, BBC property, mate. There you go. More than my job's worth.
Yeah. Well, they used to make him go off and do all the most dangerous things as well.
Right. Yeah, just climb up this mountain using only your lips. Go on, off you go. And he's like, okay, and he'll do it.
Yeah. It was great. He had a couple of shows of his own as well, didn't he? Kind of spin-off shows later on.
No, I remember that was fun. Yeah. That was just before Tucker's Luck. Now
I'm feeling old.
So you always like drawing. When did you what was your path into comics? What did you read?
Okay. So comics. I mean, back in the sort of 70s and 80s in the UK, it wasn't too easy to find the American comics. So I was kind of brought up on things like the Beano, the Dandy, and then like 2000 AD. I was a huge religious purchaser of the Doctor Who comic.
Oh, Doctor Who, yeah. I used to
yeah. And the old, do you remember the old Hammer horror magazines?
Yes, that was freaking brilliant. I love that.
With the comic strips in it, and fantastic.
Yeah. I think Des Skin, the editor of it, did a crowdfunding thing where he did a reprint of all like the best of that or something like that.
Yeah. There was. I mean, I used to love that. You'd have like a serialized comic version of Hammer's Dracula,
right?
And the Curse of the Werewolf and all that kind of stuff in there. They're brilliant, and some really big names worked on it as well, which you wouldn't. Well, I suppose you would think it, but you look back now and you look at some of the panels. I've still got a bunch of them, a stack of them. Some of them worse for wear now because I was a kid.
It's been reprinted, isn't it?
But I mean, and you look and you see some of the names, and some of them, I'm fairly sure that you've even got people like Stan Lee like chipping in a plot or a story. It's crazy on some of them. So yeah, I was brought up on those, and then I think round about, God, this is going to make me sound really old. Round about 78 or something like that, I was off on a family holiday.
Right.
And, we were poor, so we went to Wales. We just went over the border to the coast,
Right.
And we found this little kind of seaside shop. And right in the back, they've got 2 long boxes with a bunch of American comics in.
Oh, there you go.
So I spent my money wisely. I bought a Batman comic, the first appearance of Man-Bat, and I read that thing cover to cover.
God. I think I got that as well from was it print or was it? Yeah, it was like a collected one. It was like 3 issues put together.
Mm-hmm.
So I was really intrigued. Man-Bat, what is it? I remember that.
Yeah. I mean, when you think about it, so a lot of comics, when you really think about it, it's goofy, really goofy, like Man-Bat.
Well, Batman,
yeah,
Indian Mill, I think did that.
Yeah, I picked that up, and I got and I can't remember which issue it was, but it was Power Man and Iron Fist comic as well.
Oh, very cool.
Why those? I mean, there was tons of different things in this box, but those 2 just appealed to me because I think the horror thing, and it's got like Man-Bat on the cover. And I'm like, yes, a big giant bat monster. I hadn't got a clue. I mean, I knew who Batman was obviously from the old TV.
No, but So because you're in deep 70s lore. You're into that's like horror and kung fu, right? They're the 2 coolest things in 1978. Right? It's got
absolutely horror, kung fu, and with a little pinch of dinosaurs. Ray Harry, the old Ray Harryhausen movie.
Right.
Like yeah. That's me as a child, pretty much. I had a great love for the creature from the Black Lagoon.
I can see he's right behind you.
Oh, he's there, yeah. So no, that's what happened. That's what happened when I get left alone with Amazon and some money on my own. Just buy.
We've all been there, mate. We've all been there.
Yeah. I mean, just off to the side, you can barely see him. There's actually, do you remember Emu?
Oh,
Emu. Yeah, there's an original emu next to the creature.
Okay. Again, if you've never heard of Emu, after you finish watching this, after you go and back Pete's, I think he's got 2 active campaigns. After you finish doing that, Go and YouTube. Rod Hart and Emu. There's the greatest TV you would ever see. Even the later ones, which were a bit naff, but the earlier ones when he so YouTube, Rod Hart, Emu, Michael
Parkinson.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was a straight like TV like interview show, and he comes on with this emu and he attacks Michael Parkinson, the straightest man in the history of broadcasting.
I think that was probably the first time we saw Michael Parkinson smile. Very possibly.
Yes, you're absolutely right. That's correct. So how did this move into you professionally being involved in comics?
Well, I went to college and uni, and I did art and design there. But while I was there, I obviously got a job, got like a side job just to pay my way through, and became a chef for 20 odd years.
Really? You kind of look like a chef as well, I have to tell you.
Yeah. I mean, I still did art and stuff on the side. Sorry, there's a weird echo.
We're not hearing it. We're cool. So honestly, I find this is a very, very common story that people are like got jobs, done other things, and retain their love of comics, and they've started to grow. I mean, again, that's I write and draw comics as well. So which is why I'm super into confiscated comics, because that's the only reason I started this channel, was to build it up so I can have a platform to sell my comics at some point. I'm waiting for it to get that big enough. But honestly, I didn't know anything about Comicsgate until I heard about Nerdrotic talking about your boy Zach's case with Mark Waid. And I kind of heard about it. It was like some white supremacist thing. I just like didn't think about it, right? I didn't think about it at all.
Well, I mean, that's all a load of.
Yeah, well, that's what I found out. I was totally red-pilled. Yeah. So, and the reason I got to Nerdrotic was because Doctor Who was so awful. So from Doctor Who being terrible to Nerdrotic
don't get me started on
my route. So, okay, so what was where do you want to go now? Do you want to go to the campaigns you got? Do you want to go to how you got there?
I was just going to say, so just to finish that, I worked as a chef for 20 years. I mean, I still did art on the side, did commissions here and there. And then about 9 years ago, I just thought, well, you're getting on a bit now, Pete. You're getting on in years. Let's get rid of the chef work and really make a go of the art. Just the art. So I just quit work one day and decided to be an artist full time, which was kind of terrifying.
Yeah, but, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And for the first couple of years, it literally was a choice between, do I want to eat or do I want to keep the heat on, or do I,
Right. Yeah.
But that kind of built up.
That's the dedication. That's the absolute dedication that we see with Comicsgate, because you got to be able to do this. You got to freaking love it, right? You just got to love it more than it's not just enough to kind of like it. You've got to be insane. Okay, it's the only way of doing it. Absolutely. You've got to have the passion to do it. You really have. And people can tell if you haven't. I think people can tell. It gets kind of obvious once you get to know someone. You see someone about on YouTube or whatever, or on social media. Yeah, you can see the passion come through. So I did. I tried a little bit of graphic design and a bit of this, a bit of that. Just any paid work whatsoever, really. Got a few quite lucrative graphic design jobs. But then I thought, well, comics. I always wanted to do comics. And when I was a kid, I used to draw my own. I mean, they were terrible, but used to draw my own. Yeah, used to draw my own comics, the silly little ones at first, and then I tried to draw seriously. I never quite got that Marvel or like that American comic style. Right.
And then I would, got kind of disheartened with the way comics were going, and discovered Comicsgate.
Right.
So I thought that kind of spurred me on to do comics more. So I started drawing a comic of my own, and I put it out on Twitter, and then got approached by a couple of people to do some work with them. One of which was Umbrella Guy.
Oh, cool. Very nice. That's a good place to start. That's a very good place.
I did just a few little, would you call it fan art? I don't know. And I don't know if he's going to see this, but he will confirm that the thing that he's got going on is like, I mean, you've seen that his detective character.
Yeah.
Case
of umbrella.
Yeah, I think I can't remember someone drew like it was a Rorschach or something from Watchmen.
Yeah.
Put the umbrella face on it. And so I kind of took that, and I knew he was into Lovecraft. So I kind of put the two together in a couple of like fan art things.
Right.
And he's like, "Oh, I like that." And then I designed the little umbrella girl.
So you sent me a bunch of artwork. Do I have any of this here that I can show people?
Yes, you've got, because I did two backup stories in the case of the littlest umbrella and the ash can.
Dino, is that it?
Sorry, which one?
The case of the littlest dino.
You've got Escape from Dino Island, which is which is one of the early kind of fan arts that I did, and he liked it, so we turned it into a story instead.
All right, let me try and open that one first.
Yeah, I think they're all PDFs.
If I went Acrobat, though, it just takes freaking forever. It's just like, it used to be so much quicker.
I just open them in the browser now.
I didn't even think of that. There you go. Preview.
I think if you just click on them, they should just open in the browser. So we did that, and then he wanted, as the campaign got bigger, because I think we ended up making like $140,000 on that first campaign, something like that. It might not have been quite that much.
Yeah, it was a lot. I remember looking at it going, I can't believe how much it was. It was a lot. So there you go. This is that
first image, that was like, there was a slightly different version of that, kind of similar, but that was the first one he saw. He said, "Yes, can we let's do this as like a backup story in the book." So I was like, "Yep, cool." Which took me, I think you've only got like 4 or 5 pages there of that one. Because he'll kill me if I give the whole story away for free.
Right, absolutely. But hang on, so just so I can zoom in on these ones.
Yeah, I mean, that was a style I used to do. It was all very detailed stuff. I think if there's a picture somewhere, it's like a brontosaurus overlooking the jungle, and I think it's like it might be the last one in the preview. Yeah, there you go. That was a nightmare. That was a 4-day page, that one with the dino.
Yeah.
Oh my God, during all that jungle.
I made a real mistake. I've got this graphic novel I'm drawing around about 50 pages in, and about 30 pages of it takes place in a jungle. What a nightmare! Oh my God! I should have thought. I actually when I put it on IndieGoGo, I'm hoping that I can raise enough money that I can hire an artist to do the backgrounds, because it's making me crazy. It's making me crazy.
I was known, and it was like a running joke for quite a while, that if you get Pete Gilmore to do something, make him draw trees, make him draw jungles. Because I literally would draw every vein on a leaf in the jungle. And
right. Yeah.
That was kind of my style. I mean, I've kind of, the book I'm working on at the moment, Super Dead, that's I would say my first foray into drawing in an American style, where less is more sort of thing. So you don't draw every,
Should I open that up now or Rocket Girl? Which would you rather open up?
Entirely up to you.
We'll start with Super Dead, then we'll go back to Rocket Girl, and then we'll end up on Super Dead. You know about that for a plan.
Yeah, absolutely fine. Yeah.
So I'm going to go to the campaign page.
Fantastic.
Any second.
Yeah, it's going really, really well with Rocket. Oh, too many books. It's going really well with Super Dead. Yeah, and I'm having such good fun drawing it. Plus, we got that fantastic.
How did you get the John Mayling cover, which looks freaking awesome?
We kind of myself and Mandy, who was the writer, and we've been friends now for like over a year. Thick as thieves. That's what we are. John became a friend of ours because, I mean, we kind of knew him before, but his YouTube channel got a strike, and he got put in YouTube jail for like however long it is, months, isn't it? When you get a strike and they're like, no, you can't stream or whatever.
It's a long time. So I thank God it hasn't happened to me yet. So, but it's a long time. I freaking love this page, by the way. Did you do the colors as well?
Yeah, it's all. I'm doing like inks, pencils, inks, colors, lettering. That's all me, Mandy. Right. So we're just a 2-person team. I like to do my own stuff.
Honestly, I think it's pretty good. Is this the first page of the book?
That is actually quite a bit further into the book, but we wanted to put something with a bit of action and upfront.
I like this. I like this page a lot. I like the characters. So let's go look at the interior. So what is this book? Could you describe it?
I would say it's heroes meets horror. It's the boys mixed with a little bit of Spawn and some Superman, and it's capes against creatures.
That is your umbrella pitch. That's your elevator pitch. Capes against creatures. Hey, so let's have a look again. By the way, I like this very atmospheric stuff. Bring you into it. The Dre in the car. Yeah, this is very, very nice.
I mean, the writing is
so cool. Look at this.
A lot of people kind of they see Mandy on YouTube, and she's a little bit goofy, and she's a pretty girl, and so they don't assume she can go to these kinds of places and write this well. And she's a fantastic writer, really is.
Yeah, this is great. I have to get her on the channel as well. But I love this. So what are the scripts like? Are they detailed, or do they give you a lot of room to interpret? This is great. This is a fantastic panel.
She will just tell me what's happening in each panel. If there's something that really needs to be there, she'll say, "Can you make sure this is in there or whatever?" There's a couple of times I've got it wrong and I've redrawn pages.
It happens.
Yeah. It's sometimes it's hard to interpret from the word to what's in her mind. You know what I mean?
Right. I love the blackness of this. I like the it's just so what's the way you don't get this sort of stuff in mainstream. You don't get this kind of sort of grungy. No. You really feel like the texture of it.
I mean, I'm like a huge fan of The Boys and Watchmen. That kind of would you call it deconstruction of the hero? Kind of.
I guess so.
Yeah.
That's the stuff you. I mean, I guess around the time you're in your late teens, that's when all that came out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like the darkness, and I really that kind of painted, gritty style. That not painted, but I mean, that kind of when it was more.
Yeah, I was going to say, how's this work produced? Do you do it physically? Do you do it digitally? What's your process?
It's kind of a blend of both actually at the moment. We were going to do it all traditionally because we're selling original art pages on the campaign.
Yeah.
But not every page is something that someone might want to put on the wall, so we've limited it to just 20 of the pages, and some of the ones that aren't being sold as original artwork I have done digitally. But when I say I do things digitally, I don't use all the little tricks and the little bits of the tools that are there. I literally just use the pen. Pretty much just use the pen and draw.
I cheat whenever I can. I cheat in every way possible. Because honestly, I don't think of myself as an artist. I think of myself as a writer. I kind of taught myself to draw. But I love your your line work here, because you're really you're selling expression. You're selling the character. I understand who these characters are without reading. I like this old school lettering as well. It's very, very cool.
Oh yeah. Well, this is all. I mean, both me and Mandy, we're huge fans of 90s comics. Like I say, I mean, her favorite artist is Rob Liefeld. So,
This is great. Well, honestly, it looks like to me that you do these stuff like with pen. Well, I think it looks like a lot of pencil charcoal, but then you go over it with like with mixed media. Oh no, now I'm seeing the lighting effects you're putting as well on the car.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. I mean, I do all the kind of coloring stuff. I do like the road on that one there with the car. Just I will go out with the camera and I'll take pictures of roads and I'll take a photo of the road when it's wet. And I'll go out and take photos of people see me wandering the streets and taking photos, close-ups of walls and things like that.
Yeah, no, dude, I've done all that. I do all that as well. Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
This is great. Oh, this is fantastic. I really, really like this.
Well, like, yeah, I mean, it's so we've got we haven't really got a hero, but the main protagonist of the book, he was like the old superhero, the guy who used to protect the city and whatever, and he kind of got while he was defeating a villain, he destroyed this thing called a soul stone, which he took on that belonged to the villain. And he absorbed a lot of the dark energy and dark power, and it started affecting him and started killing him. Basically, he's a normal person would die, but because he's got like superhero sort of like health regen and whatever, he can't die. So he's always on the cusp of dying and not dying, sort of thing. And he's constantly being drawn to like a zombie kind of mindset. He wants to eat, he wants to kill. But part of him is still, he used to be called Captain Valor. He was like Superman pretty much. Right. So he constantly wants to protect the people. He wants to eat the people. He wants to protect the people. So he locks himself. He goes away and he hides in the sewers for like years, while hoping that the people up above in the city are trying to find a cure for him or something like that.
I was going to say, this panel here very much reminds me of that Thing and Swamp Thing. Do you remember that? It was over a few. I'm sure you've seen it. It's over a few panels where Swamp Thing's reaching out to Abby right across in hell, and then the hand like gets pulled back down. It looks like
it's actually that one with the two hands. It's the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel. With God and man.
Oh right. Cool.
Yeah. Which is probably where the Swamp Thing came from.
Probably,
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all just like to be all clever. So he's like been down brooding away in the sewers, like living off rats, as you can see. This little girl comes to visit him every night, brings him a flower, and gives him hope that people are still thinking of him. And but as it turns out, no, they've completely forgotten about him. This new hero's come along, and they're all like, they've forgotten him. This new hero called Omega Atlas, the blonde guy. He's taken over his job and he's been forgotten. Our guy has. So his mind's warped over the years, and something's going to happen just after the 12 pages that we're showing there. Literally just after.
Okay. How many story pages is the book?
48 altogether.
Right, that's a nice number. That's nice. Let's go look at the different tiers. So let's see. You can talk.
Yeah.
So this is the feature on the $85 one. You get both covers plus sketch cards. Oh, tell me about the sketch cards.
Sketch cards, yeah. You get one by me and one by Mandy. Mandy's first book, she wrote and drew all on her own. She never thinks of herself as an artist. I mean, she's getting really good now, but
right. Yeah. Is she going to get from here? Mandy Summers. Let's see what campaign she's got. Full profile. Well, she's from Atlanta. My wife's from Atlanta.
Yeah. She did Walk the Wizard first, which was her first book. I did a cover on it. That's kind of how I got to know her initially. There was a lot of people doing fan art for her and things like that, and she was talking about someone was doing a cover for her.
Yeah, I saw it. This did very, very well. I'm just trying to pull it up. 1 second, I'll change this window.
Yeah, so I did a cover for her on that, and we just got talking. We've been, like I say, thick as thieves for the last year now. Yeah, she made a nice sum of money on that campaign.
Yeah. Is it? Oh, yeah. So that's your cover, right? Is that you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I recognize.
Yeah.
Very cute. Good for her. Good for her.
Yeah,
Fine.
it was great. Great.
Then we go back to the campaign. We can look at the different tiers.
Yeah, so I'm Super Dead's the first thing we've actually worked on properly together. And then I'm drawing the sequel to the one you just looked at on her campaign. I'm drawing book 2 of that.
Okay,
so
very nice.
That's what's coming after Super Dead. So I'm going from a more adult kind of horror thing to a kid's book. Well, not a kid's book, an all ages book.
Right. So the $25 tier. This is for the you just get the book, right?
You just get the book with the John Malin cover. That one is, yeah.
Cover, and 25 you can get your cover.
Right, yeah. I don't know. John sold more covers than me. Damn him.
Well, what can you do?
When we first launched the campaign, I was like, I think I'd sold in the first hour or so. I think I'd sold, I don't know, 13 or 14, and his had sold like 4 or 5. And I was like, yes. And I made a competition of it. And like the next time we refreshed it, he like got miles past me. I'm like, nope, there's no competition anymore.
I have to say, if you're on a bit of a budget, this $45 level tier is the way to go. Get the mail-in and the peak cover, right? And then you can keep one, and the keep one in a bag, and you can sell it in 20 years and you can pay for your kid's wedding, right? That's a plan.
Exactly.
And then so you have this one where you get this is original art.
Yeah, this is so in the run up to the campaign, I did a couple of like homage covers.
Right.
So the Darkness issue 1, that one is. There was a bit of outrage over that. Someone saw it and kicked up a fuss on Twitter saying, "Look, he's just traced the Darkness cover."
People kick up a fuss on Twitter over anything. People who live on Twitter are not good. It's just not good. It's not good. I mean, listen, I'm an old boomer. I'm not a big Twitter guy, but like I am not a fan of Twitter. So this is good. For $250, you get a both covers and a page of interior art.
Yeah, interior page, and they are. I don't know if I've got one. Oh yeah, here's one. I don't know if you'll see it on this camera. I've got 2 cameras. I've got one that points at the desk, which is like really high res, and then this terrible potato over here. So I don't even know if you'll see.
Yeah, pull it back a little bit. That cover! Freaking love that page.
So you can see it's all like traditionally inked.
Yeah. That's a great tip. Okay,
yeah.
I'm on board for that.
So they're not, like I say, we've limited the original art pages to 20 because I want to just sell stuff like that. I want people to get something that they can put on the wall and be like, wow.
And the trading cards already gone. Never mind the original art.
Yeah.
But I tell you, I just want to have another quick look at the art because I just love this bit with the rat scurrying towards you and him like eating it. It's so freaking cool.
Yeah, I mean, and a lot of this stuff, because we do like a show every Friday night, me and Mandy and Wyatt Holiday as well, who's the writer on Rocket Gal. We do, and I'll just sit there with the camera pointed at the desk and I'll just be inking stuff. And I drew that one with the rat live on the stream. We had Art T Bear on.
All right.
And first of all, it's just weird that I get to talk to people like Art T Bear and John Malin and Graham Nolan and all these like legendary artists.
Yeah, that's very cool.
And just sitting chatting with Art. And after the show had finished, we literally sat in a StreamYard thing like this, just talking. And he was like saying, he's like, I love your composition. I love the way you do it. And I'm like, God, this is Art T Bear saying this. You know what I mean? It's
right. Here, let me pull up Rocket Girl, which is wait, how much does Super Dead have to go? It's only got a few days, right?
Super Dead, we are closing, I think, on Monday night. That'll be closing. We'll be taking some of the tiers away, but we're still going to keep it in demand just for a while to sell, because we're doing an overprint on the books.
Right.
So, plus, I mean, I've got to finish drawing the book.
There you go.
I'm over halfway through anyway, drawing the Super Dead at the moment anyway.
Right.
This one we're fulfilling at the moment. The books are printed.
Okay, listen, I can see why this did well.
Yeah.
I love the cheapness of it. It's so cool. Love these covers.
Oh yeah, it's.
Did you do all the? You did this cover, right? The orangey one, right?
I did both of them.
You did both. You used a different style for the green one. Looks like you used a different style for the green one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Rocket Girl was kind of. I had this little idea. It was like a Barbarella type thing.
Yeah.
Like a year ago, maybe. And I'm like, oh, she needs a sidekick. What do people like? And I was thinking all different aliens and whatever. And I thought, no, a dog. Everyone loves dogs. So she's in space with a space dog. And I drew this just one image. And then I got to know Wyatt Holiday through Mandy, actually.
Right.
Although we chatted a couple of times. We've both got a huge love of the old B movies and things like Barbarella, that kind of stuff. All the cheesy old Forbidden Planet, and
I really like this kind of like PG-13 sexuality, which you just don't get anywhere. Like Captain Marvel, looks like a guy. It's like there's this real terror of just showing people looking attractive doing stuff. Sorry, Karen.
No, go on. No.
I just think it's like the Twitterati, the crazy people who live on Twitter. They're unable to form any relationships with people of the opposite sex, with anyone, including people of the opposite sex. So they're like, they're desperately celibate and terrified of women. They're mainly guys terrified of women, and they're terrified of appearing sexist, and they're just uptight. They're uptight, freaking everything.
I mean, just drawing a pretty lady scantily clad, that doesn't make you sexist.
Right.
I mean, you really, you really should get Mandy on to talk about this stuff, because she completely agrees with all these things, and she's a woman. Right, she's a mother. She's a mother of two. She's married. Mother.
Is this a poster or a cover?
That is one of the prints for the last stretch goal we hit. So everyone gets that. Everyone gets that.
I love the astro pylons on the dog's collar. So cool.
Yeah. I did that. Actually, that image that you said that looked different. The cover, the blue cover. That John Malin did a show where he would say on Twitter, "Oh, send me your artwork and I'll critique it on a live stream."
You're right. And
we were just about to launch the book.
You're right.
So I'm like, right, I'll be sneaky and send him that, and it'll be like a free advert for us.
Yeah, smart. Listen, a super chat is the cheapest form of advertising.
Oh, it is. Absolutely.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. I sent him that, and the first thing he did critiquing it, because he loaded it up into Clip Studio, first thing he did was drew a bubble around the dog's head for like a space helmet. I'm like, no.
All right.
He's a space dog. He's a space dog. He doesn't. How is he going to flip switches and fight baddies in space when he's got a big bubble on his head? It doesn't need explaining. It's comic books. He can breathe in space.
Yes. Oh, this is a great campaign. I love it. So again, you can. This is still on demand, right? This is still in demand, right?
Briefly, yeah. We've got. I don't know how many it's overprinted by, but as soon as they're all gone, it's going to be shut down. In fact, we might shut it down before they're all gone, because we've got a website we sell merch and stuff through. We've got quite a few comics gators on there, selling different things. Like Wyatt just built this website. We sell merchandise. So hopefully we might sell the Overspill of books on there. I don't know what's happening just yet. But yeah, comicsavalon.com if anyone wants to go and check that out.
Right, listen, the links to the campaigns and that website are right down here. Right here. Go down to the video notes and click them right now. Even if you're not in a buying mood, even though not, just go and check them out. Honestly, let's pull up Super Dead again.
Yeah, I mean, Comics Avalon. It's not just we've got there's Rocket Girl merch on. There's no Super Dead merch there yet because we want to get the campaign done. but we've got like Narwhal. I don't know if you know Narwhal.
I know very well. Love
Narwhal's on there. Commie Mark, Mike Murphy. I think I don't know if he's on there yet, but his stuff will be on there. So God's Fear Me and Deep Well and yeah. And we've just added Brian Crisco's Six Gun Gorilla is now on there as well. We're gradually adding comics gators to it. It's literally just pass the artwork on to Wyatt, and it's there straight away. And it's a print on demand for mugs, t-shirts, prints. We also sell a couple of. We can also sell books through there digitally and whatever.
Let me pull it up. You can walk us through it. Six Gun Gorilla, I know. CG Ladies Night. I haven't heard of that. Green Peregrine, I love. Walk the Wizard. There we go. Let's look at the Rocket Cow stuff. So is this like a Zazzle store or something? It's just so amazing. It's so slow. Is this? Oh, there we go. Is this like? Oh, I love this stuff.
Yeah, it's just. Yeah, it's just a case of any creators, just pass on the artwork, and it takes minutes to do, and you don't have to do anything as a creator. Literally, just hand over the artwork, and then just get a check every month.
Right. Okay.
And because it's run by Comicsgate and it's all our like Wyatt's own thing, nobody's gonna try and take your stuff down. Because I've had a lot of that. I used Redbubble and TeePublic to sell my stuff through originally.
Right.
And when I worked on the case of the Littlest Umbrella, Tug, the Umbrella guy's got a lot of his haters out there. Yeah. They kind of moved on to me. And so I was getting like false flags on my Redbubble store. So they'd be taking stuff down every day and I'd have to try and get it back up.
Crazy. They are literally absolutely crazy. They're two fan, and we got exactly this in every form of fandom. These crazy clump of people who keep screaming that they represent the vast majority. They're not. There's like 2% of the world. They're nothing. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And there's normally like about 30 of them with 20 accounts each. They're all just completely out their mind.
Yeah. They did. They pulled all kinds of stunts back when I was working with Tug. They sent. I ended up with the police coming around here one day because someone had anonymously said I was growing marijuana, which I wasn't. But they came around and checked. Yeah, and then the local council, someone sent a thing to them, and apparently I was running a brothel out of here. And
what is their bloody problem?
I don't know.
Mate, that's all it is. Just live and let live.
Exactly. I'm not hurting anyone.
Exactly. But they just can't stand. There's like the people they can't control. They're not. They're insane. They're completely freaking insane.
Absolutely. I mean, I've got the only social media I really use is Twitter, and my Twitter is just it's heaven at the moment because I've just got them all muted or blocked, and as soon as you do that, it's just like it's actually a nice experience. Talking to like people who buy our books and talking to other creators, and it's great. It's great once you get rid of the crazy people.
And there are a lot of crazy people out there. So listen, the best way to deal with crazy people is to find people to support your book. So this says how many 5 days ago. I'm putting this video up today. So if anybody is interested in this, looks like a freaking awesome story.
It really is. I mean, the way we're working on it, I work a little bit differently to other people. So I'll ask Mandy to send me each scene, a scene at a time. I don't want to know the whole story because I don't want to be thinking about the fight at the end of the book when I'm drawing the thing at the start of the book. So I like to discover these things as we go along, and everything that I've so far is just fantastic. Okay. So really, it's and she probably hates me for saying. I always say this. It's very Frank Miller.
Okay, listen. I like the. I was really getting that like late 80s, early 90s storytelling vibe.
Absolutely, yeah. Garth Ennis.
I have to tell you, I think perhaps one of the best sequences I've ever seen in any comic See if you remember it. Frank Miller, Daredevil, Born Again. That scene where Ben Urich comes home and his wife's being hung in the shower, and he's like scrabbling the razor to get it down as his Daredevil's beating up the that creepy nurse. Creepy nurse. Some of the greatest storytelling I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, the one thing from back then that always sticks in my head is just the opening of Watchmen. You know, Rorschach's Journal kind of thing. Yeah. You know, with the dead dog and that is just phenomenal writing. It's so just descriptive and evocative, and even without the images, if you just read that, and that's how Mandy actually sold me on working on this book. She I think it was just a paragraph, and she sent it to me, and I'm like, holy moly, it was good. It was dark, it was gritty, and it told me the whole story in just one paragraph.
I really love this page. Listen, you can go and buy this page now. It's so worth it. What's the one? It's $350.
The 250. Are they 250? Do you know what? I don't know. Go up. Yeah. Oh, there we go. That one there.
Go get yourself a bargain.
So you got
bargain beyond bargain.
Two books, art pages, and sketch cards. So you're getting That's a lot of stuff.
That's a lot. And you get to take part in creating something new, creating a new thing, an alternative voice that we really need now. The mainstream industry has imploded. They finally destroyed themselves.
Yeah, and there's like 4 or 5 books in this. I mean, it's a self-contained story, but there's 4 or 5 books in the kind of extended story. You know. You could pick any one of them up and it'll be fine just to read it, but there will be a little like thread running through them. And so by the time we get to book 5, imagine how much the original art pages from book 1 are going to be worth.
Yeah. Honestly, I can see your art style. I wouldn't say improving, but developing. You know,
it's changing. Like I say, this is my first attempt at drawing in more of an American style.
I'm telling you, it's coming out pretty good. It's coming out pretty good.
Oh, and believe me, the page. I wish I could show you. I might show. I don't know if Mandy will let me show anyone. But the pages later. Oh, if you like these, you'll really like.
I tell you what, I do. I really, really do. Have a word with Mandy. If I can get you both on a stream together before the campaign ends, and we can show some more pages, that'll be absolutely. Because really, This is just a great book that deserves to do well. You know, it's already funded, right? I think it's funded, isn't it?
Oh yeah, we funded in.
Fine. Totally funded, but this book just deserves to do well. You know, John Malin he was right to support you. I think, in my opinion, I think it's really nice.
I mean, but the artwork aside, just on the story alone, believe me, people are going to love it. People are going to love it.
Yeah. So when this is shipping in December, not long to wait.
We're hopefully going to be shipping a lot sooner than that, but we put December just to give us some breathing room.
Yeah, that
just
makes
in
sense.
Case. But we're hopefully looking to get it in. Well, hopefully get into people's hands or start getting into people's hands for Halloween.
Wow, that's really soon. So where are you printing? In the States, China? Where
we're using in the States. It's a company called Mix'em.
Yeah,
but they print in the States and in the UK, and they actually fulfill now as well. Although I don't think we're using their fulfillment service.
Yeah,
but they can.
A lot of these printer services do. Yeah, right.
Yeah, they can.
Great. Listen, Pete, thank you for coming on. You're welcome back anytime you want. We do watch-alongs a lot. If ever you fancy having a laugh at a James Bond movie or a Doctor Who, jump on with me.
I'm down for the Doctor Who. I'm absolutely down for the Doctor Who.
Okay, fine. So what are we doing this week? The Demons. Oh, you like the Demons? The Pertwee story.
The Demons is fantastic. Pertwee, yeah.
Oh, fine. So listen, it's not my channel. It's a friend of mine. But I'll see if I can send you a link. If you're available on Saturday night, we start around 7ish. If you just want to drop in for an episode or two, that's cool.
Fantastic, yeah.
That's it. Fine. Listen, everybody at home, everybody watching this, please, click the links. The links are right down here. Click the links. Go and support this book. Go and support it right now. You're helping a great guy. You're helping a great project, and you're going to get a great book. I don't think you can say fairer than that. Fine.
No,
okay, I'm going to sign off. I'll do my normal stuff. My name is Stephen Becken, the Rabbi from Another Planet. Please like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Have yourselves a fantastic day.